Hey everybody, Dan with Dmak Outdoors, coming to you guys with a Prepisode number 6. We're going to be talking about preparing for newborns and infant children, so stay tuned. All right, well, the wife and I are about 8.5 months pregnant right now, so we are very close to having a newborn child in the family. I've already got one little guy right here. So we've been on the block a little bit, so we kind of have an idea of what's going on with the parenting thing. He's 2 years old now, but we got his little baby sister coming along in a couple of weeks. I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the things that, as a prepared family, we have done to make sure we have some bases covered in case we were to have some sort of SHTF, grid down, catastrophic event in our area of some sort like that. I think it's really important to, as a family man, to be prepared for every member of your family, obviously. So with the newborn coming on board, we wanted to make sure that we had food for her in case mom wasn't able to breastfeed or anything like that. So this is the biggest prep that I've done for the baby so far is getting formula. It hasn't been super expensive. I mean, probably about $100-ish or so into it. At Costco, these formula guys right here, these are only like 15, 16 bucks a piece. So they're not very expensive, and it's almost identical formula to Similac. So it's very, very similar. And it's significantly cheaper than the Similac stuff. But so I've gotten enough of those to go for a couple months. But then the rest of all this stuff over here, I've gotten all of this, the boxes right here, like I've gotten all that stuff for free. How I do that is we signed up at Infamil. We went to Similac and signed up for their newsletter or whatever it was, and they've sent us free samples and stuff like that. It's been excellent. But then whenever I go to my doctor for a child's appointment or for one of the doctor's appointments, ultrasound, any of the doctors that we've been to over the last 8 months for the pregnancy, I ask for formula samples, and occasionally they have some to give to us. So we've been able to add to the formula stash with asking our doctors for freebies. I think it's really important as a prepared person to make sure that you do have this sort of stuff for your infant or newborn child. We won't necessarily need to use all this because we plan on breastfeeding and then just switching into natural foods and stuff like that. The benefit that I have here is that all this stuff has a pretty long shelf life. It expires out like 2-3 years from now. So I can hang on to it for 6 months to a year. Once the baby gets on solid foods, I can go down to the women's shelter and I can donate all this stuff to them, and they can have some formula for some babies at the women's shelter right there. So it's a win-win for everybody. So I think it's a great idea to add formula to your preps if you know you're going to have a newborn or an infant child around, so that you can have that level of added level of security in case mom can't breastfeed or in case baby can't breastfeed. So that's my little beef. And then just on top of that, this is just in the nursery right here. But we keep I've got a bunch of butt wipes and diapers and all sorts of stuff. We have a lot left over from our last kid. So we have plenty of sanitary equipment needed to be able to continue to use disposables if we so desired in a grid down for months, if not a year on end. So that's just my little piece for the morning. Wanted to share that with you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. Smash that notification bell for future episodes. Stay safe out there, guys. Dan with Dmak signing off.